Welcome to Storywork. My name is Devin Madson, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 most irritating writing cliches. There are some cliches that just don't make sense, and yet they get perpetuated over and over and over again. We can blame authors or laziness or Hollywood, but really, let's just try to get rid of the buggers. Cliche number 1. Characters describing what they look like in a mirror. Mirror. Now, I've probably all read something like this. I've read it in self-published work, I've read it in traditionally published work. Hell, I even wrote this myself when I was new to the gig and didn't know why it was such a big problem. And because I like to number things, there are 4 problems with this particular cliche. Hey, 4, that's a new number. Problem number 1, because it's a cliche. Cliche equals lazy. Lazy equals lame. Why not find a more creative way to achieve the same thing? Well, that was simple. Problem number 2. When we look in a mirror, it isn't to see what we look like. Okay, that might sound weird, but what I mean is when I look into a mirror, I'm not going to stand in front of the glass and go, ooh, I'm about 5'5". I see a young woman. I have a pointy nose. No one does this. We might go to see that we're looking our best, but it's usually to check that our hair isn't frizzy or that a pimple hasn't suddenly sprung up. Is there spinach between my teeth? This shirt makes me look fat. Which brings us to problem 3. It gets in the way of your reader's ability to project themselves into your character. Now, it's not that we can't engage with characters who don't look like us, but we're not engaging with their looks, but how they feel about their looks. Artlessly describing your character is not going to engage me emotionally. So if your character must look in the mirror, tell us how they feel about what they see. Don't just tell us what they see. That's how I'm going to get to know and love your character rather than just getting a picture of their shell. Problem number 4. It wastes space, time, and messes with your pacing. You shouldn't have to stop your story just to have a description. And once again, we're back at show, don't tell. If you want me to know that Alvira is younger than she looks, don't tell me, show me. Is she constantly passed over for promotions? Does someone taking a survey assume she's in a younger age bracket? Show me some amusing interactions while she's blind dating. There are 100 more creative and interesting ways to show us than having a narrator point it down. Cliche number 2, unconscious transitions. So imagine the scene. There's lots of blood and guts and swords and arrows and ooh, how are we gonna get Bob out of here without screwing up the pacing? Oh, I know, let's have him knocked unconscious and wake up somewhere else. Cliches are cliche because they work, but there's a big problem. Brain damage. Concussion equals bad. If you're going to have your character hit on the back of the head, there's every chance you're going to kill them. Always remember that the body is a machine. It needs to continue to run unless we're in some kind of magic stasis bubble. So even if the body gets knocked unconscious, it still needs food and water and air, and it's still going to shit and piss, just the same as if it was awake. Lucky cliche number 3. Dream sequences. Not all dream sequences are created equal. The very worst of the bunch is the reset switch. How are we going to deal with the fact that Bob is now a vegetable because he got hit on the back of the head too many times? Oh, let's make it have been a dream. This derails all plot and development, and it's going to piss off your readers because they invested in the plotline. You just can't. Now, I like the number 3, so we're going to keep going with the 3 reasons not to use a dream sequence. Bad reason number 1, to impart important information. So our hero is at a loss. He's unsure what to do next. So lo and behold, the true path comes to him in a dream. But if your hero is hanging around waiting for a dream to tell him what to do, he's probably boring. Give him a goal and a plan to achieve it, and then he doesn't need a dream cue. Just let him go be interesting. Bad reason number 2, to be prophetic. Similar to reason number 1, but instead of imparting information, this is to give us a view of the future that may or may not come to be true. Oh no, is that really going to happen to Billy? I better read on and find out. If dreaming is a core part of your story, then you could probably use this to great effect. But in most other situations, it's just going to fall flat. Find another way to maintain or create tension. Oh, and remember, dreams are only had by one person. So unless there's some kind of mysticism at play, no special knowledge is going to come to you during a dream. Bad reason number 3, to be artsy. This is the reason I wrote my first dream sequence when I was 16. I had my character wander into some magical caves where he could go to sleep and have some kind of prophetic, but mostly just artsy-fartsy dreams that didn't further the plot or his character development at all. But I felt that because I was using some fancy descriptions and exploring imagery, that I was a real writer. Write your artsy dreams and then just delete them, or store them somewhere deep and meaningful on your hard drive. But to look at the flip side of this, there are actually 2 good reasons to use a dream sequence. Wow. Good reason number 1, to show something that your character has failed to deal with. This is where they relive a moment in their past over and over again. And good reason number 2 is to reveal the subconscious. Is your character anxious? Are they afraid of dying? Using dreams allows the reader a deeper understanding of a character that the character themselves might not even be aware of. But like with everything, don't overuse it. The more you use dreams, the less meaningful they'll be. So if you want to know if you're writing a good or a bad dream sequence, just think about why you're doing it. The dreams are safer used to tell us something about a character rather than to further a plot. Although, as I always say, these are guidelines, not rules. Break them if you can. And we're done. If you're interested in reading a more detailed discussion about why these cliches don't work, then click the link in the description below and head on over to my website. And join me again next week when we're going to be talking about the 5 important steps to professional self-publishing. Number 1. There's all this empty space. Well, it's not empty, it's got beautiful books in it. And a sword. I'm having way too much fun. Baby crying again. Seriously? On my microphone. That fly's going to have to die. Goodbye, fly.